Hey heroes, welcome to On Scene First. I'm your host, Tracy Eldridge. With over 25 years in public safety, I am wicked excited and honored to bring you entertaining, educational, and empowering conversations with public safety difference makers who are harnessing the power of out-of-the-box thinking when it comes to the use of the latest and greatest must-have technology tools, a people-first leadership approach, and mental health resources to save lives on both sides of the call. Before we get started, I would like to thank our hero sponsor, Squad Life, a law enforcement and Army veteran-owned company based in Long Island, New York. As the On Scene First merchandise production and distribution partner that provides quality, custom-made products, fundraising and partnership opportunities, and phenomenal customer service, we are thrilled to share them with the rest of our public safety family. Make sure you check them out at www.squad-life.com and tell them Tracy sent you. Now, on with the show. Hi, Cory.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? We did
Wonderful.
this. It is about time.
Yeah, it's been a couple of months in the making.
I have been promising everyone that I have a recording scheduled and I'm going to get this thing ramped up. And I just need you to be my witness that we have tried to schedule this for
Well, we're
several
happy
months.
that we're going to be one of your first ones back.
Yes.
But hopefully you can get this on the air soon
Yeah.
and not have to wait, a couple of months to get it up there.
No. You will be the first one back because I do think it's important to bring you in because you and what you do on the side is very much a part of what I do these days. And I want to make sure that folks know who you are, know how and why I'm working with you. And so let's get this party started again in true ADHD fashion. Tracy needs to get started with the thing to continue to do the thing. So it's that
Yep.
procrastination, the easy to change things, etc. So this is it. We're recording the first one back and I am wicked excited.
And I'll help to push you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I know you will. I can't wait. I can't wait to disclose this weird cosmic relationship where our paths crashed into each other.
Yep. What?
But
Try to explain how we met.
all right. So first, I want to hear a little bit about who you are. And then I'll talk about how we met or how I came crashing into your world. But I want folks to know who you are. So sometimes we have to be limited in information that we give when we work in public safety. So we're going to honor that for you. So tell me who you are, what you do, as much information as you want to tell me, and include in there how you got to be where you are. Like what clicked with you, little Cory? Like, I want to do this when I grow up.
Honestly, I've been a police officer in New York. I'm sure everyone will know where in New York. I'm just not going to state. I've been doing it about 14 years. It's something that I always wanted to do when I was younger. I went to college for a couple of years, wasn't a huge fan, and got my credits and became a police officer. Love what I do. I do patrol, answer 911 jobs, and here we are. I got about 6 to 8 years left to retirement.
Look at that. You're counting down. A lot of people.
Not that I'm counting down. I love what I do, but the commute's long. It's long hours. It's, sometimes you're sleeping at work. I'm sure other police officers and first responders know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, let me just clarify. You're not sleeping while at work. You're sleeping at work to do a quick turnaround.
Correct, because it wouldn't make sense to drive 2 hours to where I live from work, to sleep for an hour, to drive back 2 hours. So I just sleep there.
Yeah. And that's a lot, right? So then you don't even get to decompress from
yeah
the craziness that you may have experienced. You are in a busier agency.
Zero downtime. It's going from one to another.
I do have to say, you sent me an Instagram reel, and I'm not going to share it obviously, but you sent me an Instagram reel that was pretty cool, and I just love when people I know end up doing something good that gets captured on video, right? So you took a bad guy down in a parking garage, and I was like, oh my God, is
Oh
that
yeah,
you?
that was shared all over Instagram and social media. That was a cool one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm like, hey, I know that guy. I know that
Yep.
guy. And so your home life, you're married and
Married. I have identical boys. They're 4 years old. They just started school, which is wonderful. So I actually have time to do things around the house and get me time, and
they well,
life's good.
okay, so in my defense, I mean, we were trying to record over the summer and you had the boys. So
Don't blame me. Don't blame me.
I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you. Because I will tell you, and I mentioned this before. So my followers know that I have the love of my life, my emotional support human, my grandson. He is 15 months old. And there's only one of him. And I can get nothing done. When I have him, he wants to be with me, on me, barking at me. I mean, he can't even really speak yet, and he just demands stuff at every moment. How do you do it
Times
with
two.
two identical boys?
Listen, I unfortunately I work a lot, but my wife is amazing and she's good at what she does. She works a lot from home
Good.
and she handles them and well. When I get home from work, it's playtime and you know
The fun time.
food and bath and sleep. But when I get home, it's daddy time.
Awesome. I
So
love that. I love that you have that healthy balance to an extent for as much as you can. So let's talk about how we met. So a few years ago, I had started doing my national public safety telecommunicator event. We're going into our fourth year. And so I had this brainstorm that I wanted to, during telecommunicator week, I wanted to give back. And I didn't know what it looked like. And I do know that I am persuasive in getting people to donate things, which is good, especially for a good cause. And I stumbled upon you when I was searching for dispatcher swag, dispatcher stuff. And the first thing that caught my eye on your website was the gray tell me your worst and I'll send the best blanket.
yeah,
And I reached out and I was like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. And you want to give me some free stuff?
and I think I did.
And you did. You totally did. You did. You donated 4 blankets. And then I didn't really talk to you again. And now here comes this second year. And I was like, hey, I have some donations this year. So what I would love to do is to purchase some swag. And then if you want to throw some stuff in, because the way that I look at it is I want to give back when I can, because that's just who I am. I want to give back. And you are the same. Like you are so the same. We're going to talk about that. I wanted to pay for some of the things because you were so helpful the year before. And so then that second year, I bought some stuff, you donated some stuff, and then didn't really talk. And then somewhere shortly after, I think it was right after that. I think it was right after that. You're like, hey, did I tell you this is what we do? And I was like, I could literally go back to our text messages. And when you told me what you did with the partnership and the fundraising stuff, it blew my mind because I was literally in this place where I wanted to do just what we're going to talk about that you do for me and many other companies that are out there. And that is not only do you have this amazing company where you provide public safety, merchandise, etc., but you also give the opportunity to do fundraisers, to have partnerships. So I'm going to step back for a second and I'm going to ask you a few questions first. And I'm going to tell folks the name of your company is Squad Life. So when I post things, there's only one place I'm selling stuff from, and it's through my website to
Yep.
Squad Life. So I just got scammed a little bit. Somebody went on one of my Facebook posts. So I'm just telling my listeners, if somebody posts a link that's not me, it's not my stuff. So don't buy it. It's sad. Get a job, you
They,
bum.
they, yeah, they do that everywhere.
It's annoying. You must see it a lot.
A lot. Yes. A lot.
Yeah. So the first question I'm going to ask is, where did Squad Life come from? So Squad Life, you guys are online. You don't have a storefront, right? Just online. But
Correct.
where did it come from? Tell me about you, your partner. How did this happen?
So obviously, we talked about I'm a police officer. My partner is an Army veteran, and he's a printer by trade. So I was in a specialized unit. I won't say what unit. I was there for a couple of years, and there was no merchandise. There was no swag um, for that unit. And honestly, the whole unit as a whole, within the whole world, basically, United States and beyond, right? So I came up with a design, and I got really good feedback, and I started giveaways and making a big following for that um, niche, and I started selling stuff after a while, and it just went crazy. I had probably 2,000 followers in just a day or two, and
Wow.
and honestly, it was just me at this time. I was just doing, blankets, which are super super soft, and
Oh my God, the
stickers.
blankets are amazing.
Yeah, and minor things that I could do, outsourcing at that time. But then I got so big that one of my really close friends, Justin, the Army veteran, I wanted to bring him on, and he was very interested. So he decided to take the role as the production side, and I would be more of the sales and marketing and talking to everyone and so on
And
and so
how
forth.
did you meet Justin? How did you know Justin?
My wife's best friend's husband.
Okay.
So that's how we met. Yeah, yeah. Here we are today. We now have, we started in a house, out of his house actually, here in New York. About a year and a half later, we have our own warehouse, about 2,000 square feet, and we're probably already looking to expand. Yeah, here we are.
That's so cool. And I know when we kind of jumped on and I said, how are you? You said busy and things are going really, really well.
Yeah, we almost can't keep up. So we're looking for more employees. We're looking for people to blast social media. So if anyone's interested, reach out.
I got people. I know people. I know people that want
Send
to
them
do
my way.
things. I know.
Send them my way.
Just like you got a guy. Every single
I,
solitary thing. I get a
yep.
brainstorm. I'm like, oh, I want to make this. I text Cory, you got a guy?
Yeah.
I got a guy. And then before you know it, they're designed, they're ordered, and they're in my store on your page and in my possession. So, and we'll get
Yep.
to that in just a minute. So you start this kind of online company, Squad Life, amazing, great customer service, great products. And when you texted me after I had reached out to you to see if you would do some stuff, and you said, hey, did I tell you that I do this? You started talking about the fundraisers and the partnership. And what I will tell you is that when I have to sit down and like read all the fine print and read all this stuff, I would often get overwhelmed and be like, yeah, no, I'm just going to put this on the back burner. But what I really appreciated about you was very quick, to the point. I think it was like 1 or 2 sheets that explains what the
Yep.
partnership stuff is. So we'll first talk about the fundraising piece of it, because I know that a lot of 911 centers, public safety out there, they are constantly looking for ways to raise funds for different things. And I have used you for a couple of fundraisers now for kind of my kickoff to be able to start selling swag, as well as supporting my husband's MS, multiple sclerosis walk. You guys created our t-shirts for that and sold them on the interweb, because when I try to do things on my own at home, I don't do so well. But talk first about the fundraising piece. Where did that come from, and what is it? Like, where did your brain go, oh, hey, we're going to do this fundraising piece for folks?
Tell you the truth, I don't know where it came from. It just happened. It just happened, just like anything else.
Yep.
But what it is we'll take your design for the organization or sports team or first responder. We'll take your design and we'll put it on a bunch of different items, t-shirts, hoodies, blankets, stickers, and we'll make an online store.
They're created in an image, but they're not created in
Correct.
print and production yet, right?
Correct. We're going to make a mock-up. You'll have to go through the approval process. Once everything's approved, we'll start an online store for you. And then you'll be able to share that link and a flyer to friends, family, social media, your coworkers. And for every order that comes in, you'll get 100% of the profit of each item.
Yep.
So this really only works as hard as you push it.
Yep.
And there is $100 setup fee. That's just because there's a lot of computer work. It's a lot of time making these stores. So if you don't have any sales, which is okay, because sometimes that happens, especially the first time. If you don't have any sales, then my company as a whole is not losing any money to get everything situated and set up.
Correct.
So.
And that's fair and reasonable. And I would have to look back on the first one I did. I did the t-shirts because I wanted to provide my Hey Hero t-shirts, but it's an expense, right? It's an expense to put up front and you don't know how it's going to, are folks going to want to purchase them? Are they not going to want to purchase them? And so we kind of did the fundraiser piece with the shirts and my stickers. And I just think it's funny that when I told you I wanted all these stickers, you're like, oh, that's a lot of stickers. And I'm like, I sell a lot of stickers. Would you agree? I sell a lot of stickers.
You do sell a lot of stickers. Yes, absolutely. You actually bought the most stickers that we've sold. So that's a plus.
And it's not even like, hey, Cory, can you have Justin print like 100 stickers? No, it's like, I need 8,000 stickers.
Yeah, 2,000 each. And then I tell Justin, he goes, oh boy. So.
But I don't just dump it on him and be like, I need this tomorrow. I mean, a couple of things I'm like, can you get this to me quickly for whatever reason? But there's so many amazing things.
And I'll be upfront with you. It might take a couple. Listen, we're a small business. This is our side thing that we're trying to make a big impact, and it's for fundraising. So it might take a little bit longer than normal, but support a first responder business that supports you, and hopefully everything works out.
And you do. So the majority of the folks on your, that I see that you work with are first responders, but you do also, this isn't just for first responders. You guys will do it for anybody, right? So if you have a t-shirt design, you have a mug design or whatever.
Yes. Realistically, it's usually like a 501c3, a school, anything that could, because you do have to fill out some paperwork.
Okay, I gotcha.
If we tax purposes, if we pay you out over $600, you have to fill out a W-9. I mean, it doesn't have to be 501c3, but you would have to be willing to give me a W-9, so because we got to be compliant with all this stuff, the laws and the rules and whatnot. So
and I'm glad that you said that because I totally forgot about that. Right? Is that because why would I think about taxes and stuff like that? That's not fun. That's a task thing.
Absolutely not fun.
When I ever got the W-9 from you guys for the fundraiser and the stuff that I sell, I'm like, oh crap, that's actually income. Like there's a piece of it that's actually income. And I honestly, it wouldn't have clicked. If you hadn't sent that, I don't know if it would have clicked for me, but that's just because I'm not great at that. My accountant would have clicked for him, but for me, until you sent that W-2, I think it is the W-2, I wouldn't have. It wouldn't have clicked at all. So the fundraiser, the way that it works is, tell me. So you do the paperwork, you set up the $100, which is reasonable because I will tell you for that little period, there's a lot of going back and forth, making sure you're getting the right products, the right design, signing off on a lot of things.
You have to really trust the process because it does take a little bit back and forth. My wife hates me. I'm constantly on my phone, and firsthand that when you text me, I probably text you back within seconds.
I know.
My kids might be crawling on me and jumping on me, but Yeah, my
It's
wife hates me because of
it's
that.
it's so bad because I found out over these last couple of years that you and I are very similar in a lot of things. And I'll an idea will pop in my head at like 10 o'clock at night, and I'll text you, and then an hour and a half later, we already have the design. It's getting ready to
Yeah.
go to print, and I'm like, oh shit, I should have waited till tomorrow.
Yeah. I want, I'm the type of person that if you want something, I want it done now.
Yeah,
On my end, as long as you're okay on your end, I want it done on my end. So I'm gonna go as fast as I can to get it done. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm gonna be honest with you, no other company is gonna have the customer service that I give. And
I
it's only
agree.
me most of the time that is talking to you. I might have my partner talk to you if it's something to do with like graphics or something like that. But again, I'm constantly on
Yeah,
the phone, texting
yeah.
and calling. So
I know. And that's really what, made me feel comfortable about working with you is no matter what question I had, I could shoot you a text message and be like, "Hey, what is this? How should I do this?" And your thought process is great too, right? So I'll just give an example, and I didn't say this to you, but I really appreciate. Now, one, I'm very, I am an American. I'm very much into being proud of, our flag and et cetera. And we know that. So behind me, we have the thin blue line, the thin gold line, to represent our respective disciplines. And I had made keychains with, the flag and the thin gold line for the telecommunicators. And very meticulously, we got 50 stars onto that little keychain, right? And
yep,
and I had mentioned to you that I wanted to do the same design on a beach towel. And while in my mind, that would be cool to be able to have a beach towel to have that design on it, you very quickly came back and said, I don't know if that's a good idea because we shouldn't be putting our flag on the ground. And that right there just tells me the mindset that you have, right? Thoughtful, understanding, and
yeah,
really appreciative of those things. That was really cool. So thank you for catching that for me.
absolutely.
When you finally set it up, you have the link. Tell us about the time frame now. You get to pick and choose, right?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we like to do a 2 week fundraiser. From our experience, you get the most sales in a small amount of time. If you want to do it for a week, if you want to do it for 5 days, if you want to do it for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, we're really open. We don't really care about it. We're just going with the flow. Whatever you really need, we'll do. And then we usually like to say 3 to 4 weeks for shipping. It's usually quicker. It just depends on how busy we are at that time,
Correct. Yeah.
right? We're a small company, we're a small business. So those 10 days that we're waiting because we're waiting. We need to get the inventory shipped and delivered to us.
Let's switch from the fundraiser piece and then move over to the partnership. Talk about like where it sits. What was your thought process behind that? Because even that's just different than anything. I don't think I've ever seen a company do what you guys are doing. There may be some out there, but
There are some out there. There are, but they don't give 100% of the profit to the
right.
fundraisers. At least they 10%, 20%. So we give 100%. So we're not an Amazon. We don't ship within a day or
Correct.
two, but in a timely manner, your items will be shipped if you go the partner route. If you do the partnership, there's no setup fee. There's still an online store. You still get everything that you would as a fundraiser, but there's no setup fee because you're already buying the items up front. For both the partnership and the fundraiser, you'll have a login to our portal, which is pretty cool. You'll be able to actually keep track of all the sales, all the monies, how much you've raised, and a whole ton of other stuff. Yep. So we actually make the items. We have them in your inventory on your own shelf. And then once an order comes in, you're not waiting 3, 4 weeks for it to ship. Again, I said it before, I'm not Amazon, but it ships
Very
in a reasonable
quickly.
amount of
Yeah.
time, three,
Yep.
4, 5 days,
Yep.
So it's a cool idea. The only problem is the partnership, you're really only buying one color, a couple sizes of medium, couple of sizes of large. The
Yeah.
fundraiser, there's so many different colors that you could offer. There's so many different variations you could offer. We could offer toddler sizes, youth sizes. adult sizes. So there's so much more that you could do. And then obviously, if you don't want to do either of them and you just want items in bulk shipped to you, we could do that too.
Yep.
You know, the other cool thing about the partnership is if you have an event going on, hey Cory, reach out to me. Hey Cory, we have an event going on. I want to take some of the inventory. Could you ship it to us? I can do that. Um, Obviously, you have to pay for the shipping. Um, and then whatever you don't sell, if you want to send it back to me, we could put it right back into your inventory, or you can keep it for yourself for your future,
Yeah.
events.
Yep. And I've done that as well, is whenever I place an order for something, I say, so I just got lifesaver pins, right? Which, oh my God, I love them. I love them. I don't know.
Yeah,
Did
they
I
came
send
out
you
great.
did I send you the picture the other day that Maine Department of Public Safety had posted on their Facebook page? So one of their folks had a save. And as I'm scrolling on social media, I see him holding his certificate as well as one of the
I
pins.
don't
And I was
know.
like, that's one of my pins. And I just thought that was super cool. And it just made me feel better because I know what it's like to be a telecommunicator and have a significant role in a save, right? And then the police get the kudos, the fire get the kudos, the EMS get the kudos, and then a lot of times the telecommunicator sitting behind the scenes being like, "Hey, like I was part of that too," and so one of my Facebook friends had mentioned, does anyone know where do you get dispatcher lifesaver pins? And I'm like, I got a guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
I was on
I'm
the phone texting you, creating the design, getting it out there. And I want to say within 3 weeks, we had these pins.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you brought that up because yes, we are first responders. We're patriots. I've worked. We outsource for the cigar cutters, challenge coins, the pins, like you said. We do all these different items. Sometimes, unfortunately, we like to be upfront.
Yep.
We do have to outsource overseas. I've done both here in the United States and overseas, and it's kind of sad to say that the quality is that much better overseas, and unfortunately it's cheaper too.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for just a company that does these challenge coins and cigar cutters and pins somewhere here in the United States, up front we don't do that.
Yeah.
Yes, all of our apparel and all that other fun stuff that we do, our stickers, we make it here on our own in New York in our warehouse.
Yeah. And
So
I think that is important, right? Because there are some folks but today's day and age, we know the magnitude of where to get stuff and to where to kind of get that
yeah,
quality merchandise. And every single thing that I have purchased from you, the quality is amazing. And
yeah,
just to be clear for the folks that are listening, okay, this is a little bit different of a podcast from what normally we usually talk about leadership and mental health and wellness and liability and technology, but I did think it was important to kick off my kind of revamp and getting the podcast out there with you is because we support each other. You have sponsored many of the things that I do. If there's any opportunity that I can to get information to folks for you, but the reason why I truly wanted to do this podcast is because I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to be out there in the 911 space. I know you do a lot in the law enforcement side, et cetera, but I have a lot of followers that are in the 911 space, the fire and EMS space, and what you guys are doing and how you're doing it is amazing. And I know that folks are always looking for, I see it all the time. And then I tag you, so you know that I do it. Hey, do you know anybody who does this? Or where can I get a challenge coin? Or where can I get this? Everything of my swag. There is nothing out of my swag. My lanyards, pins, stickers, blankets,
mouse pads.
patches, the puppy patches. Do you know how many people
Those are
love
good. Yeah,
oh my gosh, the I'm a hero's
yeah.
hero patch. Where that came from was the keychains came. So the keychains that I got are the thin gold line flag, and and the quality of them is It's the what is it like PVC material or
It's the
something?
PVC rubber. Yeah, it's called PVC rubber. Yes.
So when I got the
So
keychain, I was like, this is some good quality. And then it clicked for the little round
yeah,
patch, Velcro patch.
listen, we're not a company that is all about money.
Mm-mm,
You know, we are not. We are here
not
to
at
help
all.
people, and by helping people, we hope that they help us, sharing our name, sharing our, what we, you know, are looking forwarding to do, and we will do everything in our power to come in cheaper than other companies and to give better quality. You
And you
know,
do. You
uh,
do.
so the apparel side, most people just do Gildan, which is it's good,
Yep.
but we like to give the better quality and for a lesser price than you would pay for the Gildan. You know, I want it to be clear too. We don't do screen printing. We do what's called DTF, direct to film. So you could have 1,000 colors in your design. It doesn't make the price go up and it doesn't make the price go down. Screen printing is a little bit different. After a while, the design might crack or fade or peel. Ours does not, as you could tell.
Yeah.
You've had yours probably for a couple of years now. So
I have, and I wear them all the time, and I wash them
yeah,
all the time, and you do great quality work. And I, when I believe in something, I will shout it from the rooftops. I have not had one thing. Now, I'm just going to say this. Between you and I, like our brains and the way they work, we fire on all cylinders at all times. And so sometimes we're like that ready, fire, aim team, right?
yeah,
So it's like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
let's do this. And then it's like, oh, that worked out better in my head. We're gonna have to reel that back in a little bit and look at it
And
this
then I
way.
tell you
And
stop yelling at me.
I'll send them a text. I'll be like, stop yelling at me. I'm like, I just asked you when I'm getting this, or what is this? But it's such a good it's such a good program, and I want folks to know that it exists. And so as a, as someone who helps me out, we work together on a lot of things. The other thing that I love that you do is your ability. I was going to give you a compliment, but now I'm gonna it's going to go a different direction. Your
Wow,
ability.
thanks.
Well, it's a compliment, but your ability to sell a ketchup popsicle to a man in a white suit. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, my family's been saying that since I'm 5 years old. I could sell anything to anyone,
Yep.
but I'm not just trying to sell it. I'm just personal and I like to talk and I'm not pushy. If you want the item,
Correct.
great. If not, if there's something that I can help you with, even if you want to go with another company, I'll help you.
Yeah.
Especially, and I will tell you straight up, hey, you might be able to get this cheaper from this another company, and I might even recommend someone.
Yep.
Um, and I might say, hey, Tracy, if you can get that item cheaper, you could ship it to me and we
Yeah.
could still put it on your store. Obviously, I need to up it by like $1 or two for shipping
Yeah.
costs and
Yep. Yep.
shipping materials. But listen, we won't do that with every item. But if you're cool and you're constantly working with me, we do not mind doing that. But the quality also has to be good
Yeah.
because it's still under my business and what we believe in.
Yeah,
So
and I know that to be true because many folks, if you've attended any of my classes, I have little poem cards that have my Just a Voice poem on them, and somehow I got 10,000 of them printed at one time. It was one of those, and I don't even think I could ever find the website again. And I'm gonna have to look because, well, actually, no. Let me rephrase that. I know
well,
where I'm gonna go to get them printed when I run
yeah,
out of the 10,000.
exactly.
However, but I had 10,000 of these postcards, and I like to ship them to agencies when they have a major incident or, just randomly to lift folks up, et cetera. And then I made a statement on one of my ENP study groups, and I held up the card and I'm like, hey, if you want some of these, just shoot me an email with your mailing address and I'll be happy to send them to all your folks. Well, guess what? They did. And then that becomes a task. And I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? And I'm not good at these task things. So I texted Cory and I'm like, so if
What do you want now, Tracy?
I'm like, if I send you a big box of these cards, can you put them on my store for $0 and ship them out? And he said, absolutely. I stuffed a bunch in a box, shipped them off to him. He had them on the store, and basically now, and they're still there now. So
Yeah.
you can head
Yep.
on over to my website first, if it's because it's easier for me to just splurt it out. onscenefirst.com/store, and the cards are there. But when you click on the order button, which we're going to change that in the near future, when you click on the
Yes.
order button, it's going to bring you to Cory's Squad Life site, to my store. And right there on the top, you can purchase as many, not purchase, you can order as many of these little cards as you want. And it's not going to cost you anything for the cards. It's just going to cost you shipping. It makes my life so much easier to just give. And then there are
Yes.
times also, and I'm gonna throw this out as a shameless plug. There are times which, when we're done, I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna need you to create something for me. Is when I give something to somebody, say for free, whether it's to support a 911 center or a conference or something, because I do give back, periodically like that, is I will ask you to create me a link where I can go on and just order what I want, and you will just I will just pay for the shipping to get it to where it is. So this isn't working with a big box company or somebody that you don't have the ability to reach out and tap and be like, hey, I have this idea. And I don't think there's been an idea yet that I've come up with or you've come up with that has not worked out for us. And to go back to the
Yep.
shenanigans about you selling a ketchup popsicle to a man in a white suit, what I was going to say there is, you had reached out one day and you had just said, hey, we could brand your bags. So
Oh, yes. Yep.
so instead of it coming in a Squad Life bag, we could brand the bag to have your logo and your design and all of that. And in addition, you created the little cards that go into with my
Yep.
merchandise. And so all of those little things are they're just beyond what I had ever imagined.
Listen, we're a small business. Things happen. Something might get lost in the mail. We will take care of it. Um, maybe the item gets delivered and there's a hole in the armpit that we didn't see. We
Yep.
will take care of it.
Yep.
Not at your expense. We will take care of it on our end.
So I laugh because the amount of times that we go back and forth with a design, right? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You will literally say to me, is it good? Like, is it good?
Yes.
And I'm like, yep, totally good, totally
Yep.
good.
And then it's
And
not
then
good.
it's not good. And I'm like, crap, there was a star that was crooked. And I'm like,
Yep.
never mind, leave it. And you're like, no, send me the other design. And
Yep.
then I remember, I think there was one time with one of when I first did the blankets, we ordered one so I could see the quality, the On Scene First blankets. And for whatever reason, the On Scene First wasn't on the top. It was just the logo. And I think that was something they did on their end. It
Yeah.
wasn't you sending it because you sent them the right one. And you handle it. You're like, nope, absolutely. And I'm like, it's fine. Like, I don't
No,
need a replacement for this one. Let's just make sure. And you're like, nope. And the new one was shipped shortly after that. So yes,
I just
mistakes
I
happen.
made a mis you know, I made a mistake the other day. This lady wanted 200 patches. She wanted embroidered. I
Yep.
accidentally ordered the PVC rubber patches. Yeah.
Oops.
So she tells me, she has plenty of time for when she needed it. She tells me, I was like, no problem. I'm on it. I'm ordering them. The more I talk to my supplier for the embroidered patches, he's like, you really should not make these embroidered because the letters are really small. He goes, they're just going to get lost. You're not going to see it. I was like, let me tell her, see what she wants to do. She ended up bringing it up to her board, and everyone decided that they love the PVC patches anyway, and they don't
Yeah.
want the embroidered patch. My company's going to eat that price.
Yep.
I don't want more money. Like, that's not like what we do.
Right.
So again, things happen, mistakes happen. We own up to it, and as long as the people or organizations that got this mess up understands that we'll take care of them, we're good to go.
Yeah. And I'm a firm believer in, it's not the mistake you make, it's how you fix it. And
Correct.
I don't, to have this conversation about a mistake that happens or whatever, you have to have that conversation, because I think sometimes folks have this level of expectation that everything's going to be perfect and it's supposed to be. And one of the things that I've just, ever since I was a little kid, no matter what goes wrong, you don't have to yell, you don't have to scream, you don't have
No.
to embarrass people. You say, hey, look, this isn't the way that it's supposed to be. Can you fix it? And I think, you and I have worked really well together over the last couple of years. To me, to have somebody on the other side to do all of that task stuff that I don't need to worry about is really important. And I hope that if you stuck it out and listen to us during the podcast and you're looking for somebody, you want to get some merchandise out there. There's a lot of folks, on the in public safety that they want a little side business, right?
Yeah.
But they don't
Yeah.
want to do all the stuff.
Great.
There are
Make me
people,
do
yeah,
it.
let them do it. Get a
Yeah.
guy, get Cory and
Yeah.
Justin. Like they're my guys. I only talk to Justin every once in a while, but I can just see when the three of us are texting each other, I think he just wants to knock our heads together and be like, oh, yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. The other cool thing about it is the shipping is the biggest deal, right?
Yeah.
Or if an organization wants items shipped to them so they can hand out to, let's say, a firehouse, right? They have 100 guys. Now things are gonna get lost. It's just easier just to let me ship it directly to their house. You don't have to take hours like dismantling and seeing who goes where and what gets,
Oh, yeah.
sent to who. So like
Oh,
we
yeah.
just let us handle it all.
And that was what was happening with my husband's MS Walk shirts and I'm so, I'm such a people, like I need to make sure that everybody is happy. And so we used to get our MS Walk shirts here locally. And when I had switched from them to you, I sent them an email and I said, hey, look, you guys have done nothing wrong. I promise. I still funnel folks locally. If they want a local person, I funnel them to you, and I always will. I worked with them, for 20 years. They were so appreciative that I said that I let them know, because I was going to post it on social media, right? That you guys were doing my shirts. And while they were super understanding, I said, here's what the deal is. I will buy 100 shirts from you. They will sit in my office, and then I have to package them, label them, go to the post office. And I just can't do it. Like it's too much. I get confused. I'll make way more mistakes than anybody would ever make. So to be able to have you guys and say, I have an idea, I want to do this. It is literally a handful of messages back and forth between you and then it's moving forward. I do want to go back and just touch base on and share this, which I think is really important, is when my dear friend Nicole passed away. She took her life. She lost her battle with mental health. I had my friend Crystal design stickers to honor Nicole, and you guys took care of those stickers for me. And all of the money that I raised from those stickers, when I had sold them from that time, I was able to send 5 dispatchers to a 2-day suicide prevention workshop. I was able to pay $200 for copays for a telecommunicator that needed to get to therapy, and she just didn't have the money for copays. And there was a couple of other things that we were able to do. And so sometimes folks will have a vision of wanting to do a fundraiser for something that means a lot to them, to give back. And it was just very quick that you were able to do that. So I thank you for that as well. Because again,
Yeah, I'm glad that you're able to do that. You never told me all that, so that's great.
I didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to embarrass you publicly and tell you,
Yeah.
it's,
Well, we appreciate it.
there's a lot that I've been able to do. And bottom line, it isn't about, I don't have this stuff on my website. One of the other things I was trying to remember, but one of the other things I was able to do was to support the North Carolina NINA chapter had done a retreat. I had sent some swag and stickers and stuff there for their folks. But when you go onto the website, onscenefirst.com/store, you see a list of a lot of the stuff that's what this money goes to. I'm not putting this money, this isn't for me to make money. This is for me to give back. And it allows me to be able to give back in a very easy way. Sometimes you just want to
Yes.
do for others. And you
Yeah,
guys are
yeah,
doing a great job making that possible. So thank you.
yeah. No, thank you. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, it's that time, Cory. And I know that you and I could talk for 3 days because normally we do. I want to truly say thank you for what you do for not just for me, but for everyone out there. I know that you guys give back in many ways and I appreciate what you do. But if you could just give folks your contact information as far as the website goes, where you want them to go.
All right. So yeah, you could reach me at sales@squad-life.com.
Check out your
If
Facebook
you
page.
check out my Facebook page under Squad Life, TikTok, all social medias. You could visit our website, www.squad-life.com.
Yep.
And I hope to get a lot of people on board and get some
Love it.
fundraisers and partnerships going. So we appreciate you for having us on here. Yeah.
And Squad Life is the sponsor or one of the sponsors for the On Scene First podcast. So you'll hear a little ditty somewhere in the podcast from that because we work together and I do for them, they do for me, and that's how it works in public safety. We're a family. Did you see what I did there?
Do
How
you,
cool was that?
do you remember the time that you sent us money just randomly
I
for no
did.
reason?
I
And
did.
then what we did the same back to you like a couple weeks later?
Yes. Yes.
We're just send money back and forth.
Yep. Yep. I was just so thankful and appreciative for everything that you guys do. And so I just sent some Venmo money and I'm like,
Yeah.
here's some for you. Here's some for you. Like, thank you. You guys make my life so much easier. And then here I am
Yeah,
sitting here
no. We're gonna
trying to
send it
raise
back.
money for my husband's MS walk and boom, the money comes right back to me. So we'll just keep sending that money back and forth for
Yeah,
different things. And
sounds
so
good.
I truly appreciate you, Cory, and we'll be in
Me too.
touch because you just
All
got my
right.
wheels spinning again. And while I have 7,000 other things I should be doing, we know I like to do the fun stuff first. So,
Absolutely. Let's get on it.
all right, stay safe, hero. I appreciate you. Hey, heroes. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please like and follow us on our On Scene First social media so you too can keep up with our shenanigans. And make sure you get to know our friends over at Squad Life. You can start by heading over to their social media, giving them a follow, and thank them for being a hero sponsor. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and stay here. We need you.